All right, so the little uh, fabric cover thing for this falls off somewhat often, but usually I know where it's at, but it is not in the bag that this was in, so we're rocking without it, and that's fine, I guess. Although I feel like the breathing is going to be a little bit more detectable or whatever. But yeah, I want to make some music on here, explore, maybe about 30 minutes or so, and then go work out. I did a video earlier today, shot it and edited it just now, and it's on the Express V Osmos, and it's a pretty good video, I think. Um, hey, what's going on? I definitely remember the name. How you doing? Starting from a new track. Yes, I will be starting from a brand new track. I'm gonna hit play. We hear nothing. Yeah, the breathing is gonna be like when I do that. You can hear it so clear, but it's okay. Hope everyone's doing well. Um, and yeah, let's try to work on something. Got you. Cool. I think one thing too. I'll share. Hey, dope. Have you checked out some of the ones that I released already? I appreciate you being here. And first time seeing someone refer to it as a cartridge, which is dope because that's what they're called and that's what I call them. So it's cool to know that they're resonating, which is dope. And I appreciate you. Yeah, I was using this with Korg Gadget on my MacBook just now because some thought about like using the sounds on Gadget and using the sequencer on here sort of excited me. I'm still going to continue exploring that, but I was able to get sounds out and things like that. And I'm going to put a little bit more effort into it in the near future just to kind of give a really full assessment. But my early assessment is that it's still something about connecting things together musically I don't really like doing. I like using things more so in a silo. So yeah, but I was curious to see what that workflow would kind of look like. And so far, more to come, more to come. Is the OPXY worth the money or are you better off buying separate devices? Okay, great question. It's what, $2,300. I think whether or not it's worth the money depends on a lot of factors. Whether it's worth the money for me is not necessarily doesn't necessarily matter. Compared to the next person, it kind of just depends on a lot of different factors. Someone on Reddit just now just was saying like, should he return, he or she, I don't know, whatever. Should he return the XY? He has 3 days left, and switch it for like the Akai MPC Live 3. That was his question, and yeah, just in general, it's a very expensive piece of hardware. It is very, very capable. There are things about it that are somewhat frustrating, such as how the OP1 Field's sound capabilities are on another level compared to this, where it's like it would be nice to have had some of that stuff on here. Like the effects, you had the effects engines. I'm gonna sound like I'm complaining if I go for some of that stuff, so I won't go too much into that. But for what it is, for the size of it, for how the battery works, for how small it is and how tactile it is, there's not much else on the market like this, in my opinion, that is so powerful and is so compact and battery operated and all that stuff. So for all the things that are frustrating about it, there's a lot of things that are amazing about it, which is why I have continued to come back to it, why I'm releasing these cartridges every month for folks to either download for free or purchase. I have different ones in different categories on my Gumroad, which you guys can check out. The profile link on YouTube here will get you there. But yeah, to kind of spark inspiration, it's a fun device to use. I feel like hopefully it's going to continue to get updates and people will find more inspiration from it for like the different features that continue to get added. Again, hopefully, I don't have any inside information on that, but yeah, if you have other questions, definitely let me know. Hey, Felix, what up? And hey, Babylon City, what's going on? How you guys doing? What kind of remote? What kind of? Oh, that's just like a. I can't really tell what that is, but how you guys doing? All right, so let's go ahead and make some music. The breathing is gonna be probably annoying. Can you play a Cruel Angel Thesis by? I don't know if I can. I'd have to look it up. My phone's being used to live stream at the moment, and I don't know that song off the top, so probably not at the moment. Do you build phrases and then layer them, or do you record one long sequence onto each track? I build phrases, but I don't layer them. Breathing is not an issue. Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. I build phrases, 1 bar, 2 bar, 4 bars. Actually, you know what? You just gave me an idea. I'm gonna mess around with some polyrhythm stuff here. Like, some of the tracks are gonna be even, right? Even length tracks. Some of the tracks are gonna be odd length tracks. I just feel like there's constantly just new, and that's something you can do on a lot of other things. You can do that in Ableton or Chord Gadget or whatever. But this lends to generative type music, which is pretty cool. I want to lean into that a little bit right now. All right, so we have a basic 1 bar thing going on there. What am I saying? I'm going to turn quantization all the way down. Oh, that's gonna annoy me. There we go. All right, let's go here. And we gotta, again, keep turning quantization down. Oh, that needs to be 4 bars. It's so, I'm glad to hear the breathing's not an issue, because it's like, I guess for me, because I hear it clear as day, and I usually don't. Well, also, I'm not feeling the best right now, so maybe my breathing is a little bit louder than normal, maybe. But also, I usually don't hear myself going. I don't hear that. So maybe what I'll do is bring it a little bit lower. Here we go. Away from, oh, there we go. That's better, I think, right? Check it out. So closer to the mouth, lower, oh, more away from the nose. Voila. All right, cool. I guess that's better. All right, anyway, don't know what I'm working on here. Let's keep going. Why is that? There we go. That's weird. So that's interesting. We can do a little something with that, maybe. Let's see. 4 bars. That's good. 50 quantize. Hey, thank you, Beje Abdullah, and thank you, Racine. We're gonna do something different with these drums. All right. Alright, let me see. Thank you, Riley. That could work. Let's see. And then we could do some things like this. This is where it gets a little nasty, potentially, in a good way. That's like a little bit. Let me see something. It's like, that's interesting. Let me see. See, but you can't sequence this type of stuff. You can't, maybe that's okay, but you get it in the moment, because if you know how the tape track works, it only takes one bar as a buffer. That's the key to understand about the tape track. And the stuff that no offense to people, no offense, but the stuff that I've seen people do with the tape track, most people who don't know what they're doing with it, it's kind of not musical. If you're just doing weird like if you just leave everything by default and you just press a key, not even that, it's going to be on 100. So you press a key. Let's just see. You know, it just takes that little, I don't know. I gotta educate people on this. But the key is moving this up and then obviously too much reverb. Still working on that, but that's cool. That sounds kind of dope. How does that compare to the OPZ tape track? I didn't understand the OPZ tape track that much. I understand it better here. From what I can see, I think it's extremely similar. But it's just a little bit easier to understand what's going on because of the screen on here. When I've used the OPZ tape track and use it with the phone, the app and everything, and understand how to like set like the mix level, like for example, like the mix is important too, right? So as this is playing, for example, I'm going to leave this on 100. So let's do something here. Watch. So first I'm going to leave mix on 99. So So when I'm playing stuff, the song is just going to keep playing, but this stuff that I'm mixing over top on the tape track is just going to be on top of it. So it's not going to sound that good, but just to give you an idea of the difference. So first of all, these levels need to be mixed a little bit. So like that bass needs to be much higher, and I think that's whatever that synth sound is, or that whatever the brass sound needs to be lower. I don't even think I like that. I don't think I like that, but let me see. So it goes, why is it? Oh, because I'm on that other, okay. And anyway, going back to tape track, when you turn mix down, it's gonna be, when I press a key, it supersedes the audio coming in, right? So whatever I'm playing here is what's gonna take over. So I might go to here and do new, so it's a fresh track. Benjamin, what up, bro? I just shot a Expressive Beat Osmos video and edited it today. It'll be up soon. The other thing that's cool about this is when you don't, and I need to get a little bit better at this too, but when you're just messing around with either the chord track or the tape track and just trying to find something that sounds interesting or musical, it's kind of good practice to do that from the arranger view, because you can just still record in your stuff without being in the track itself. And why the arranger view is better is because you could, if you have something that sounds halfway decent that you think, you know, whatever, you could record that in and then just hit new, and then it like keeps it's there already. And then maybe even best practice, and then you can obviously do a new one after that. But best practice would be to, like, when you have a nice set that's sounding good with the different patterns in your instrument tracks and your aux tracks, to like snapshot the scene and clone it and go to the next one. I got an offer for TX6 with a bunch of, but at 900 I can't, dang, okay. That's just too much money for a mixer audio interface. And plus you did get the Arteria, didn't you? The Arteria, did you get the whole kit, the recorder kit, or just the interface? Yeah, the TX6, I mean, out of everything that I have with the fill kit right now at this moment, the TX6 and the CM15 are it's interesting. They're being by far used the most. The TP7 at this exact moment, I haven't really used it in a while. Not to say that I'm, disappointed with the purchase or whatever. I just, whatever. I haven't used it as much lately. But what's interesting about the way that I'm using the TX6 and the CM15 are that they're both being used in the studio, and they're very much, it was awful. Oh, wow. I don't have let me know about that. Let me need that info for me to have it. Wait, what's this? They need that info if you, oh wow, I forgot about that. Okay, sorry. What am I saying? Okay, I gotta make a phone call in a minute. Lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, those two products that I'm using in the studio, like, they can be 4 or 8 times the size, kind of. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but I'm not utilizing them as portable, like, right now at this moment. Do you know what I'm saying? So like the CM15, because it's so small, like, I'm not at this moment using it, bringing it out with me, or having it be a thing that's taking advantage of the fact that it's so portable. Same with the TX6. But that being said, are there super easy to use and practical alternatives to the TX6 as a mixer slash audio interface, which are two kind of separate things, aren't they? Like I have the one that you mentioned, and then which I definitely like. So I'm curious to know why you disliked it so much. It's limited in terms of like inputs and outputs. That's the one thing about it. But I should probably do like a video kind of talking through like my current setup and everything to kind of show people. It was awful. Return it. I did a video. Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah, I'm saving up for the OBZ right now. Okay, probably the last thing I can acquire reasonably. Okay. Do you think the OPZ is worth it new? I know a retailer with a factory seal one, and I absolutely 1000% think the OPZ is worth it new. I think that the only hesitation that you might have with that is that some people sort of had quality control issues with theirs. I never did, so I can't speak to that, but I know I've heard, when I say a lot, I've heard several people online comment about it, but that might not be a large percentage, right? I mean, people that didn't have issues may not be as vocal or whatever. So that might be one thing that you just, I don't know, check the warranty. It should still be under warranty, even though they're not really, I don't think they're selling it on their website anymore or anything. CM15 and TX6 being small and portable is nice, but if you have limited space in the studio, that's a great point, which I kind of have limited space, but not really. Like at the way that I'm using everything right now, like there's ample space on the desk, which is my digital piano folded down that I'm using as a desk in my current setup. There's a lot of space on there for it. And I mean, to be quite honest, like if the TX6 was a little bit bigger, like it would be better for the current setup, right? More tactile, not as precise or whatever the case is, with how small the knobs and things like that are. But, I mean, the fact that it is tiny means that when I do go out and do things out and about, like I have the capability of, using that in a rig that's a lot more practical. So yeah, there you go. Yamaha is touchscreen I'm not familiar with that one, but I'm assuming that's an interface mixer type thing. Check that video out I did on Yamaha. Okay, so you did a video on the Yamaha. Do you have that one? Or you just talked about it? I speak about some of the features that are really cool to me. Okay. I'll, let me actually, do I have my iPad with me? I do. Let me go check this out real quick. Did you get in touch with Suna? Oh, he messaged me. That's pretty cool. I messaged, but I did not get in touch. Hang on, guys. I messaged, but haven't heard back. Probably. I think emailing her would be better because sometimes IG DMs from strangers get missed. Okay, and then what is this thing called? I'd have to sell my Astrolab to get TX6, and I personally don't see the benefit of that. Yeah, tell me a little bit more about the Astrolab. Are you loving it? I'm sure it's like, let me actually look that up too real quick. Astrolab. You know what I'm actually curious about just all of a sudden? So we see that Akai came out with, again, always new stuff and blah, 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 blah. But if or when Akai comes out with a keyboard version, like a new, basically an updated version of their Akai MPC key, either the 37 key or the 61 key, with those new pads on it, that'll be kind of interesting. Astrolab is amazing and has all my, that's dope. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah. I like the idea of the Astrolab 37 a lot as well. Obviously, don't need one or anything like that, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, it's nice. It's a nice piece of kit right here. But yeah, yeah, it definitely looks dope. But yeah, I'm rocking with with what I have at the moment. I liking a lot the Expressive V Osmos. I'm finding a lot of inspiration using that. I am going to get back to using Chord Gadget, like on my iPad, maybe on my MacBook as well, but just in the sense of like getting back to basics a little bit and like making beats and making songs and like doing this stuff that I really haven't. I mean, I've done it. I'm doing it right now on here and stuff, right? That's cool. I gotta save this. Hang on. That's a cool thing. All right, this reminds me of like a casino. So I'm gonna name it as such, whatever, because we gotta save this. It's a cool sound. Yeah. But I did try to use this OPXY as a controller. Oh, I was gonna look up the Yamaha thing real quick that you were just talking about. You said Yamaha URX44C. URX44C. Let's see what this looks like. Certainly not something that I need or that I'm that interested in, because but I'm just somewhat curious about it. Anything that you mentioned, I know you have a good pulse on things. So yeah, I'm just somewhat curious. But this looks like an interface. I'm gonna have to look it up a little bit more in depth. But it looks like an audio interface with a good amount of inputs. Yeah, it looks solid. But what is this one? This one has like a display on it too. That's kind of dope. It looks like there were two different ones. URX44 USB-C. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of dope. Touch and turn. Looks cool. I like the I don't know if it's touch screen or not, but the screen itself is definitely nice. 2 headphone outputs. That's cool. Oh, you can plug a headset into it. That's kind of dope. This is actually really nice. Headset, microphone, aux. And that's the front or back? I can't tell the front versus the back. That looks like that's the back, and it looks like the front has all this stuff. I don't know. Looks weird the way this is laid out. Oh no, I'm tripping. The front is like that. Okay, cool. Headset. That makes sense. No, this is really nice. I could totally see. And multiple USB-C ports. Yeah, this is dope. This is dope. That let you creative workflow with multiple. Yeah, this is dope. I can definitely see the benefit with that right off the bat. How is the multi-sampler on the OPXY? I personally would be multi-sampling like crazy with my vocal keys. Fascinating that you say that. And maybe, just maybe, multi-sampling is the key that I need to start exploring on here. Either multi-sampling myself or getting other people who have multi-sample, like Colors in Space, for example, bringing some of those samples in here. My experience with bringing samples in has not been great on here. Just because of the way everything is kind of like organized, the way the files are organized. I don't love it. I would like a little bit more control over it, and I don't know, just like I'd like the samples to, maybe they can be this way, but it just maybe takes a little bit more work, but I'd like them to be sort of integrated into the sound library the way that the built-in multi-samples are. Like, for example, if I go to a track that's nothing being used and go to like, I know, for example, like keys, and I think there's one called Refelt Piano. So this is a multi-sample that's built in. Let's put some reverb on there. So that's cool. More reverb. So that's on there, but like it seems like when you bring your own multi-samples in, they're in a different category or something. And I could be wrong. I think I've seen 2 different people do this. It depends on how you bring them in. But the long and short is the reason that I was exploring using this with something like Chord Gadget is because the sounds in Chord Gadget are a lot more inspiring to use than the sounds on here by default. And so I was like, oh, let's see what this looks like. And I don't really like the idea of using this as a sequencer and sequencing other things. Like that's never been my thing. So maybe it could be good to explore the multi-sampling idea a little bit more, you know, again, downloading other people's, trying them out again, and kind of going through that process. Maybe not bringing everything in, but just like a few things in and just explore it. Like I think on here, let me just take a look. If I go to engine, I don't remember how to do this. I guess category slash, and these, okay, these are some, these aren't multi-samples. I may not have any oh, vibe shift. No, I don't know. These are the built-in sounds. I'm not too sure. Sounds and most things are better than. That's funny. That's why I bought the Astrolite. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. That's me. And again, I'm not gonna bash too much on their sounds because I do think the sounds on the OP1 Field are really, 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 really good. Maybe it's because I'm comparing them to this. Maybe I'm like, oh man, if this had the OP1 Field sounds in here, you know. Yeah, that's cool. I may, I don't know, get my hands on it. I may borrow it, you know, from Zounds one day to check it out. Yeah, I mean, there kinda is a space for it right now. I don't know. There's a space for it on the desk, right? If I was using that Astrolab thing with, you know, Ableton on the desktop, doesn't take up a lot of space, so that's really good. The 37 key aspect is nice in that sense. Having anything bigger than 37 on my desk, it makes me feel confined when I need to do other stuff on my desk. So that's a good thing for sure. Yeah, maybe I might check that out. But I need to go right now so I can go get my workout in. That's important for me to do today, and get a swim in and go in the jacuzzi and go in the hot tub and then pick my daughter up and then tutor 3 students. And then, yeah, do some other things, like maybe play some video games or something. Got you. Maybe I'll hit them up straight away and try it out at some point in the near future. You know, I think you just convinced me. Part of me wants to reach back out to Arturia and be like, yo, because they sent me, and that's the thing. Like, I have the Keylab 61 key at home, Mark III. They sent that. I fulfilled my end of the bargain with it, but I haven't been able to further the cause with them. But they do have a discount that they offered. I wonder what their artist discount is. Maybe I can borrow it from Zounds and try it out. And if they have like 50% off or something, could be something to check out. And maybe sample some of those sounds in here. But why is that exciting? Because I can already sample those sounds because I have the software plugins of them. Anyway, this was fun. It was cool chatting with you guys. I'm glad I just figured this out. Like, this can't be up here where it was before. It needs to be down here. And now you don't hear me breathing nearly as much as you did earlier. So that's a win. All right, have a good one. I will see you guys on the next video, live stream. Or next video, actually. Next time you see me will be on my YouTube video that I'm releasing very soon, probably today. But you won't see my face. It's a top-down video on the Expressive V. Have a good one.